Community Spotlight, powered by ATB Wealth Kelowna. Ready to take a powerful step towards the future you want today? Connect with local advisors at ATB Wealth Kelowna to get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ATB Wealth Community Spotlight, where we focus and feature local businesses and people in the community. Today, we're excited. I'm excited. I am excited today. It's a nice day too. We got Mark Veriker here from Fancies.
Yeah.
Mark, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Usually would be open up the Deli line right about now, but decided to shift some things around and come say hi to y'all and get some questions out in the air, I think.
Love it. I love it. So if people haven't been to Fancies, I encourage you to go. It's so amazing. I was just saying before we came online that we needed a really good sandwich place.
Yeah.
Right? So no, I don't want a Subway.
You know what's funny is that I'm not proud of it, but I've probably eaten more Subway than anyone in the world. More than unbelievable. Even in Australia, I would eat it all the time. I just love the business model of it. Right. It was, you come in, it was fast. It was two people. And I was like, why can't you throw cocktails in there and some good hospitality? I didn't know. So they're excited to give it a shot. Kind of awesome. Yeah.
So Mark, why don't you tell, I'm curious about your journey. Just looking at sort of your LinkedIn profile and checking out your journey. And maybe I'm always curious, like, how did you get into sort of the hospitality? Like, you know, were you like a 15-year-old going, I'm going to go work in restaurants and hospitality? Like,
nailed it. Nailed it. Yeah. I think I started, my first job was like gas station.
Okay.
And it kind of was like, kind of cold. Like,
right.
Not just cold in Ontario, but like, cold service. And they just, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan. And so my brothers were in hospitality at young ages, funding their pockets for things in their youth and school, hopefully.
Of course.
Yeah. And then I ended up getting my foot in the door actually at a bingo hall that my brother was working at. And it sounds really odd, but it was like, you push this trolley cart.
Yeah.
And you take orders at 14, 15 years old. You'd be doing this. Cigarette air, so heavy in half the room anyways by that point. And you push this thing up and down, take orders. Since you were like a little server, you couldn't serve alcohol. There's no alcohol with the gambling thing there, or bingo halls.
Yeah.
But that essentially was like a little server's job. And I was making like $100, sometimes US.
Yeah.
A night.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just crazy. And I think I was like, wow, there's some serious money in this. So I kind of just followed in that path. And it allowed you to sleep in a lot.
That's right.
Kind of like that here and there, but that's a different story now.
That's interesting. So you're from back east?
I am. I was born in New Brunswick.
Okay. So East then.
East.
Okay, I thought you were in Ontario.
I did. I grew up in Sarnia, Ontario, but I was born in Miramichi, New Brunswick.
Okay.
And then I grew up in Sarnia. My parents took teaching jobs there, and lived there until I was about 18, and caught the ski bum bug from my brother again.
Oh, interesting.
The other one,
west.
and moved out west and kind of shadowed under him for a season in Banff.
Okay.
He got me kind of up into the hotel and stuff there. And then from there, I was not done skiing or having fun with friends. Yeah. So I decided to meet up some other buddies and kept the seasons rolling. And that turned into about 4 ski seasons.
Wow.
Doing hospitality in all different styles, fine dining and steakhouses and bars, pubs.
So were you the person behind making the food? Were you more the operations side? Like, where did you find
growing up? I was always, a server, bartender. Okay. I did about a year stint before kind of going out west in the kitchen.
Okay.
And did line cook. So I did know how to do about, 20, 30 dishes, steaks, salads, pastas, appetizers and stuff like that. Not a chef, but line cook, and I could hustle and just knew how to do it.
Yeah.
And before that, I was a dishwasher, so it's much better. I just kept moving up.
I was a dishwasher at the university I went to, and I loved it.
Yeah.
It was the best. Crank the tunes, and I'll be
going to tunes. Some good food here and there.
Yeah.
A couple of breaks if you don't do.
So, when you came out west, you're out skiing, then you got into hospital. Like, before, we'll jump into Fancies, but before you started Fancies, what were you doing out here? Like, where were you working in the space?
I did the skiing thing, and then I wanted to. I don't know. I'm a curious person.
Okay.
And I really wanted to travel a little bit. So I had a friend in Australia whose parents owned a Mexican cocktail bar.
Oh, interesting.
Dangerous. But anyways, I ended up getting a job up there in Airlie Beach, Australia, and worked up there about 4 months in the tropics, and then cruised my way down to the Gold Coast, and ended up getting a job at a restaurant called Hellenica, which is still to this day probably one of the biggest like inspirations of like hard work and just like the dedication to good produce and everything. It was just mind blowing. So that really like sparked my butt to be like, come back to Canada
And do something.
and be great. Yeah.
Okay.
So
you come back. Did you have this idea? Like
I started drawing on napkins at Hellenica,
Okay.
and we literally on cocktail napkins, like after work having a pint or something like that, and we'd kind of be like, what would it be called? And nothing like this. But it was a bar and it had food, and so I was like, it's got to have these two things. And and I was never ready at 20 years old to just flare something up. So and the capital thing is the biggest thing. Everyone could be a dreamer, but you got to be a banker kind of too. So. And I was just kind of worked around, ended up getting a job at Rod's. After a bit of a wait period of getting in, but that was, as the bee's knees.
What were you doing at Rod's?
Liquid chef.
Oh,
I was on the mixology team there.
Liquid chef.
Yeah, it was great. That was under Jerry Jove and Micah, and that was killer. We learned lots, and then I went on to open Crafty Kitchen after that with Mia, rest her soul.
Interesting.
And then I kind of was in talks with the former employee, Mr. Kyle Nixon.
Okay.
And we chatted, and I actually worked for him at the Eldorado in 2010. So we kind of regrouped and had a beer, and we felt that there was a passion there. And anyway, so we got into B&A, and then that rolled into Skinny Dukes and Doc's Kelowna, and then Bernie's. And those guys do amazing things. But I was like, I got to get a piece of my own pie here. So no matter how that looks, so I needed to figure that out. And
Cool.
But I don't change anything for the world. It was amazing.
Yeah, well, all those experiences are life experiences that lead you to where you are today.
That's right.
Exactly, 100%. So you got to see a whole bunch of different facets when it comes to food and beverage and operations and bar and kitchen. Sounds like you kind of, I want to say even more than dabble, but you kind of got into everything.
Dabbled, tuned.
Yeah, which is really
just
cool.
Back to my curious nature. I just can't sit there and be like what does what does that do? What does it do? Where's it from? Kind of thing. So when you start figuring all that out, there is a lot of cool stuff in there. You start piecing it together, and I came up with fancies kind of around started dialing it in during COVID.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, when this wraps up, I gotta do something. I've been sitting around thinking about it, typing away, spending 10 minutes a day just doing it, getting it onto a paper somewhere onto my Google Drive, and just kept building it out. And just there was a missing link of good sandwiches in this town. And then I knew that also I did nights my entire life, kind of working. So I was like, could I run more of like a bar during the day? It's open on the weekends. And we get a lot of great regulars, and just the industry staff are like kind of what fills my heart too. The people like me when I was younger, like would love a spot to get. So like, not naming any names, but like a quick Negroni and a sandwich. Is just something like so awesome, because you don't get that experience at the end of your shift. So just something quick and easy like that during the day is,
very
it's
cool.
beautiful. Yeah.
So how did you come up? I'm curious with the name. Like, where does Fancies? How did that come about?
That it involved a ex-girlfriend.
Oh,
Absolutely.
For you to give her credit.
Yeah. But I met her at one of the properties, and she ended up telling her friend, I met this fancy bartender last night.
Oh my God.
And I had this name. It was more related to my cottage in Northern Ontario. That was going to be a little more rustic and that way. And I just kept writing it on paper, and I was like, man, it's got a nice little ring to it.
Yeah.
So then I kind of tweaked out and put the cold cuts and cocktails is what we do. We do great cold sandwiches, a couple hot items, but our bar and sandwich program is just it's unbelievable.
Awesome. So I'm curious also is from the location point of view, like how was it hard to find somewhere? First of all, where you specifically did you specifically want to be downtown?
I needed to be downtown.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew that the rent would be insane.
Yeah.
That's life downtown, but I needed people to walk by.
Yeah.
I needed people to be like, oh, what's this? And not have to get in their car and drive up.
Right.
And I worked right across the street from Rod's and around the corner from Skinny Dukes and Bernie's. So it was kind of nice being back in the hood and bringing my own kind of force to that area. And, it's great.
And it kind of complements the other offerings downtown
Yeah,
as well, right? It's like, it's not like, if you want to, and I would say it's fair to say with the word fancy, it's a little bit of a higher end product you're delivering.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it's not, I kind of joked about Subway, but I do like a Subway, but it's not a Subway. Like,
No.
it's like,
And I mean, we there's items there that we do have that are BLTs and items that are a little bit lower on the price range, but we like to give people showstoppers.
Yeah.
And they're like the jaw droppers. They're like, holy moly, how am I going to finish that? But if you want something smaller, we always make something work for you.
Right.
There's no doubt about that. Whether that's catering or anything, we'll make it work. But
yeah,
we carry top of the line products with, they just don't come cheap, and you sell them at a price you gotta get by with. And
100%.
Yeah,
so I'm curious from a menu perspective, because you have a pretty tight menu, right? I think you have like 8 sandwiches, 7, 8 sandwiches or something.
Setting on there and working on another little sneaky no under fair the spring area.
Do you how did you come up with that? Like, how did you I'm always fascinated by, was that you, or you work with someone coming up with sort of, okay, what sandwiches do we put on there?
I mean, I started with one sandwich on there, not gonna do one sandwich, but was this place in New York that I've yet to be to. But I almost had like a crush online, I guess, where I saw it and I was like, why is no one doing something like that? And so I wrote that out, and I changed something a little bit in there to make it our own,
a little bit,
but still keep it very unique, kind of like a classic cocktail riff. Just keep it the way it is, change a little bit. And then I was like, okay, well, it needs another one, and then I just kept writing, but it couldn't be like a Denny's or something when you go and you're like, oh, they've had like 4 tuna sandwiches, hams.
Right.
It's just a little overwhelming. Whether you're staying at the counter waiting to order and there's too many options, you kind of panic. I'd like to have just, 8 say that. What's your favorite? I mean, I have 8 of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of the answer, but I will narrow them down, hot or cold.
And do you have in your when I come in on we're talking about on a Friday or Saturday and there's a special, like you're trying to you'll add in a special sandwich or a special I don't want to say for the week, but
we try to make our weekends to offer something to the people. Besides our usual fare. So on Fridays, every Friday at 5 p.m. till close, we do have a pasta night. There's always 2 options of pasta sauce. And then we do a rotating noodle. We've probably gone through arguably 50 different noodles.
You may just pick what sauce you want.
Yeah. I'm usually go to our homies up at Med Market. Get a case of, or half case of mixed pastas from them, and just so many cool shapes and stuff they bring in. So it's fun. We do history about it too. And it's $15 and you get a plate of each, and it's a good time.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Saturdays too, we do run a little hot feature.
Right.
You can expect like a beef dip on there is what we're pretty fond of doing, but that kind of gives us a bit of freedom to do other hot items as well.
So for someone who hasn't maybe hasn't made it over to Fancies yet, like how do you explain, how would you describe sort of the experience, the atmosphere? Because I feel, and as you're thinking, I feel it's a little bit different. Like you walk in, you kind of a little bit of a different, but I want to say it's a cool sort of funky vibe, but it's also very approachable and warm. I know it's weird, but it really is. You're comfortable in there. You're I even like the service, the way it works. Can you explain, someone hasn't come, what are they going to experience?
It's very much like a cafe style service. So you come up, you order at the counter, you grab a seat. If you don't know necessarily what you want right when you roll in, we encourage you to grab a seat, grab a menu, grab a glass of water in the back, and ask some questions.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to bars and know a lot, but I still sit at the bar and ask questions.
Right.
So just never feel shy of doing that. Come on down and yeah. But when it comes to like the atmosphere and stuff, I always wanted to be easy come, easy go.
Yeah, right.
I've worked in reservations and stuff a lot, which we still take, on days. Or if you want to come in for lunch with 4 people, just call us. We'll book it. But
okay.
we did want to get away from like a lot of the other stuff that we've been doing in that restaurant game and kind of making it a little more laissez-faire.
Yeah,
in a way.
Got it.
And then all the decor and stuff, I kind of stewed about and pin-picked over about 4 places that I really like. A couple of them which I was luckily to work at, like Hellenica there, and just kind of being showcasing things and not hiding anything. There's no walk-in coolers or anything, so what you see is what you get in there. We're on stage 24/7.
I love it. It's one of my favorite. I used to have to travel to Vancouver a lot for work and ended up going. It's moved now, but it's Italian Kitchen down
Joe's. Is it?
No, it's actually called the Italian Kitchen. They owned about. I can't remember the actual restaurant group. They owned a few restaurants, but I love sitting at the bar.
Yeah.
I love watching the action.
Yeah.
And end up being friends with the chef. And like, I love that part. I used to work in hospitality before I got into marketing. I love the social side of it.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy sort of, and I'm always curious about, like I said, like the care you put into, like you said, your decor and the care you put into what's on the menu. And like we talked before, you have like local products. Like you're not ordering this in bulk from Cisco or whatever.
We're kind of making it a little more expensive, but you're worried. I'm just so proud of everything we carry, and there's nothing that I'm not like pumped about.
Yeah,
If it's something I'm not like eventually like start losing interest in. Look at the cocktail on the menu for a bit long.
Right.
It's like just like let's get a new one on, and just maybe it's not the perfect one for the rest of spring, but let's just do some fun on there and test it out and keep you happy.
How do you like where do you get your inspiration from? Because if you're like, man, I'd like to add a new sandwich, like how do you, or a new drink, are you
Instagram is like the tool of the devil.
Okay.
in a way, it's just there's so many, and like it's a blessing because you see all these things, and then you're also like, man, why aren't I doing these?
Yeah, you just can't do it.
You can't do them all. But
do you experiment a lot? Do you guys get in the kitchen and like, let's try this,
Yeah, we try like we do a lot of soups and stuff.
Okay, right.
Kind of create keep this creative mind running in the kitchen.
Yeah,
there's soups during the day, past nights on the weekend.
Right.
But we are adding a sandwich coming up in May here, so do stay tuned.
Oh, he's not a talent.
I can't say anything right now, but it'll be awesome. It's kind of been something that I think the downtown will like. It's something that I know when I'm cruising downtown that I would like to grab.
Oh, now I want to know.
Hit the waters.
So if you haven't visited yet, maybe RJ, if you can pop up the website on here, go to the website. Go to the website and you can see the menus on there. You can have a look. I don't know if we can get it up there. If not, we can put a link in there anyways. Also, you say you're pretty active on, it's fine. It looks like it's not kind of, but it's all fine. You just go to fancy'sdeli.com. It's got the menu. You're pretty active on Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. I generally post throughout the week. Our passes is always posted on Friday. What's going down Saturdays is on there. Any events and stuff that we host are there as well.
Cool.
And we will be hosting a fun little comedy session coming. Coming the end of like June.
Oh, very cool.
That will run hopefully for forevermore.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
fun, super fun. So so I would say check out the website or follow on Instagram so you're up to date on this secret sandwich just coming out in May. Got anything else that's sort of happening around?
Lots of cool drinks around then too, and that Thursday that we usually have as just a lunch day will grow into a late night.
Cool.
So then we'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday as our party nights.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, until May long there, and
love it.
Yeah,
awesome. Well, I encourage anyone that hasn't gone there yet, go. You're gonna get
bag experience.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, and Mark, thank you so much for taking the time to chat. Yeah, it was fun chatting. And the next time, you didn't mention as well. One thing I'll throw out there is that if you're looking for maybe a little bit of a larger catering for your office, reach out.
Offices.
Mark's not going to deliver one sandwich to you, but but if you're looking for office catering, he does that as well. So you guys do that.
Yeah, please give us a shout. I mean, I've been very lucky to work with a lot of good companies here already, and looking to grow it. And you know, I'm happy to work with whoever and for whatever budget and make it happen.
Awesome. Yeah. Mark, thanks so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Again, big thank you to ATB Wealth for sponsoring and allowing us to do this. Big shout out for them. And I, again, encourage you guys to go check it out and support Fancy's. It's an amazing sandwiches and pastas and cocktails.
Yeah.
So go try. Thank you, everyone. And have a great day. Cheers. Thanks.
Community Spotlight, powered by ATB Wealth Kelowna. Ready to take a powerful step towards the future you want today? Connect with local advisors at ATB Wealth Kelowna to get started.